Okay, I have a Shiny module here which uses another module. I'm using the import UI module, the UI function from the data mods package, and I have its server here. So the import server is given the ID data import. This is going to, like its containing module, MLR server, this module server has an input, an output, and a session object. This import server will also, it's a function here like this. So import server is assigned to function ID containing module server, and so on. So it has its own input, output, and session object. The expected ID is data import, just data import, and I have been struggling to get it to work until I systematically tried different things. One of them being using the namespace inside the UI where I'm using its corresponding UI, and namespacing the data import. So while I understand that all of the input and output components, so all of the input and output components inside this multiple linear regression module server will be implicitly namespaced because the input and the output objects implicitly experience namespacing. So string data here will be ID string data. So whatever ID I give to MLR server here, I will switch to that buffer. So here's my test app to test this module. The ID for this is MLR. So string data in MLR server, so the output object in MLR server here will have the namespace MLR ID coming from that string object, which is just MLR. So it will be MLR string data. Rather, the output object is namespaced. What's confusing for me is how this module, its server, is namespaced. I was expecting, despite this being used inside a module, for some reason I was expecting it to have no namespacing other than its own internal namespacing. So I was using import server with data import for its ID, and then here in the UI, the import UI, I was expecting it to just have import, data import, not needing to namespace it. I know that all of these are namespaced to avoid, clashing. Namespacing is useful. I understand it. I don't understand why, rather how. I understand why now that I see it working. I came to the realization, oh, yes, this makes sense that, if I had import server in multiple places, in multiple modules, because I might want to call this multiple times. I might want to have multiple MLR servers with, multiple IDs, so they each have their own namespace. So any submodules must have their own namespaces as well. So I understand why. I just don't understand how submodules here are namespaced. How are they namespaced? how are submodule servers namespaced? I understand it's likely to come from the session object, and that any ID created in here is going to exist in the session. So I've seen elsewhere that, you know, NS can come from session NS or NS, I think, and that's probably how. But I'd love some explanation for that, and to work with others to include a pull request to the Mastering Shiny Modules chapter 19. The submodules section, or nested modules section, could use some improvement and discussion of this, probably with mermaid diagrams and stuff too. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to get a great answer. Thank you.